Good morning, Travon. How you doing this morning?
Good. How about you?
Can't complain. All right, we'll get right into it here. So first question for you comes from Connor Riley. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah. Hey, Travon. Hope you're doing well. What makes Jamari Sawyer a good offensive lineman?
Jamari Sawyer, he's one of those guys that comes in to work every day, and he's going to give it his all. He's just a natural competitor, and then he does everything right out the field. So carrying on to the field, he's just one of those guys that's going to bring it and give it his all every day.
And next question for Mike Griffith. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Travon, we were listening to Michigan earlier this week, and their coordinator said this game would be a train wreck, indicating the physicality. What's been the most physical game? And I know they're all physical, but is there a game that stands out to you that you've played where somebody's tried to come downhill at Georgia? Because typically teams haven't had much success doing that.
For me, that I can recap, I'll have to say it'll have to be Kentucky. Kentucky tried to get after it early and tried to run the ball with the offensive line and the offensive tackles that they have. So I would say that'll probably have to be the game that I can recap.
All right, next question from Chip Towers. Go ahead, Chip.
Yeah, hey, Travon, good to see you. It seems like in the lead up to this week, we're hearing a whole lot about Aiden Hutchinson and David Ajabo, but not a whole lot about Travon Walker and Jordan Davis and Nolan Smith and that kind of stuff. Is there, when you get ready for a matchup like this, obviously high level, is that motivation, for you guys to just proving that, they're Big Ten, you're SEC, proving that you're just as good, better, what have you?
It can be motivation, and those are two great players. But just for the guys that you named, me, Jordan Davis, and Nolan, we're just natural competitors. And for the most part, the guys that you named, we've all had to go through something in life to where we had to do opposite of what other people said that or thought that we could do. So we just have to go out and prove whatever they're saying wrong and just do our best.
Next question is from Jake Rowe. Go ahead, Jake.
Travon, you guys are coming off a loss, and it's the only game this year where you had no sacks. Nolan seemed to kind of hammer home that point when we talked to him, kind of took it on him. What steps have you taken to kind of maybe remedy that for you guys to maybe have more of an effective pass rush going forward?
Me just coming to practice, working on my pass rush and working on different moves every day against some of the best offensive linemen in the country, which is Jamari and our offensive line. But it's just me coming to work at practice and work on my skill set, things that can make me better as a pass rusher to affect the quarterback.
Next question is from Mike Griffith. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Trevin, I got kind of a two-part question for you. The first part is I want to ask you, about Jalen Carter. He's one of the guys that we've never talked to. And the second question is about players doing interviews now and with NIL and social media. Do you think that's something that we'll see change in college football where maybe we'll get to see more players and learn their personalities earlier as players brand themselves? And then again, if you could just tell us about Jalen Carter, because we've never been allowed to talk to him.
With your first part of the question, I do think that the NIL deals will help with getting to know players more. And then also to answer your second question, Jalen Carter, he's a great player. He's a physical guy, very strong, fast. He's not your typical big defensive tackle that can move around like he does. He's just a great kid. He's young and he's learning the game very fast. So within the future, I do think it will help to get to know a lot of the players earlier on.
And next question is for Seth Emerson. Go ahead, Seth.
Travon, I know you weren't with the team 4 years ago when they came into the college football playoff, but that team was coming off a win. It was kind of new. There was a lot of excitement. What's the feeling this time for this team when you're coming off a loss? What's the feeling around the team now?
I can't say it's just fuel to the fire because no one wants to lose, but also that loss taught us a lot and gave us a lot that we could go to practice and work on. So just building up off of that loss, we just have to go in and correct the mistakes that we made in the past and do better moving forward.
And next question for Davis Baker. Go ahead, Davis.
Travon, Michigan's only allowed 10 sacks this season, which is the fewest amongst Power 5 schools. What makes them so good in pass protection?
As a whole, they have a good offensive line unit, and just I think those guys they're very physical up front. They try to they do play physical, and we just have to attack them, do things that they haven't seen before, or just strain more than they strain.
Your next question from Dan Matthews. Go ahead, Dan. You there, Dan?
I don't have my hand. Oh, I did. Okay. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. All right. Next, Zach Klein. Go ahead, Zach.
Hey, Travon, can you give us an idea of how many guys are opting out of these optional activities, whether it's the beach, the dinner cruises, stuff like that, and just staying home? And how much of this COVID craziness is on your mind?
So far, we haven't had anybody to just not go to any team event. The Orange Bowl committee, they have made it safe for us to do all the activities that we have taking place and just the COVID aspect is affecting everybody in the world, and we're just being smart with it, wearing our masks, being around the people that we're always around, and social distancing.
All right, next, Mike Griffith. Mike, you got a question? Oh, let's go, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I want to follow up on the opt-out question. And I know times and things change, Travon, and you're one of these guys that appears to be on the brink of being a multimillionaire yourself. Is pretty much the protocol that if it's a playoff game, you're going to play. But now maybe when it's not a playoff game, like last year, I think we saw a couple Georgia guys that didn't play year before Baker. Is that pretty much the standard now? If you're going to be a high draft pick, that you're going to see it through if it's a playoff game?
I mean, for me, I can't answer for everyone else, but for me, I'm one of those guys that's I want to go out and compete for whatever game that my team goes out and plays. So I can't answer that question for everyone, but for me, I'm just a natural competitor and want to go out there and play, give it my all.